It's your Wednesday night conversation. It's more than just the gossip. It's the issues that matter most to you. A closer look at current events, just the tip, special guests, and more. Welcome to Let's Have a Fefe, Arizona's longest-running drag live stream. Hosted by Felicia Fefe Minor and Freddy Prinze Charming. Streaming live on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Promotional consideration for Let's Have a Fefe provided by Wigs of a Kind, The Burly Barber, Bone and Basil, as well as our patrons at Patreon. Go to patreon.com/Let's Have a Fefe to become a Fefe patron. Virtual tips accepted at paypal.me/Let's Have a Fefe. Welcome to Let's Have a Fefe.
So, Felicia, our video still says test.
I noticed
and
that.
It still says that we're testing things. We're not actually testing things.
Oh
We're
my God,
actually
hold on.
You know,
Remember, I kept saying, I feel like I'm missing something. What episode is this?
That's what it was, apparently. Forgot to take that off. But, hey, welcome to Let's Have a Fefe. Well, Felicia fixes that. We're on season 9, episode 2. It is the last day of September, if you can believe that.
Oh my God, isn't it March the 30th again?
Pretty much. It's March, number 346. It's crazy. Like that, now that we got past the first part of the year, now everything just is going double speed, I think. I think we're trying to make up for lost time or something. I'm not sure. Really weird. But yeah, welcome to Let's Have a Fefe. I am not Felicia Fefe Minor. That is Felicia Fefe Minor. I am Mr. US of A, MI Classic 2019. Still, Freddy Prinze Charming.
I'm Felicia Fefe Minor. I'm the one that fucks up everything. And you would think because my name is on the show, I would get it right eventually. Maybe in year 10. Maybe in year 10.
Can we get a name change or something?
Maybe in year 10. Year 10.
So that, it's not just about you.
It never was about me. It never was. It was just a way for me to get in drag and still be at home. Hi, Teddy. Hi, Marissa.
Hey, Shannon. Hey, Dee, Kimberly, everybody.
Yes, and we need to thank our Patreon supporters. We want to thank Allison, Best and Brandon, Casey Starr, Carrie and Corey, Kim, Joan, Jody, Leanne, Nicole, Patricia Mason, and Sassy C. Diaz. And I didn't fuck up anybody's name because I didn't say their last name.
You didn't put their last name. That's why. That's why.
I never promised that. I just said I would say their names. There is one podcast that I listen to that they say all of the names of their supporters, and I purposely listen to it just so I can listen to the guy mess up every single name. Mm-hmm. That's my thing.
That's awesome. Wow.
I mean, I love their content too, but I listen.
You just sign off as soon as they're done with the names. We're done. I don't need anything more. We're good. We're good.
Oh my goodness!
What did you do this weekend?
I was not a bump on the log, but I was a 10 person. There, some of you have seen it. I've kind of gotten into this gig of The Wizard of Oz this season. Yeah. When is that coming out?
As soon as I record my part.
You bitch.
Listen, okay, you didn't do yours the way that you were supposed to, so now
I can do it over if you want.
Oh, not see, I told you you're gonna have to redo everything because now you have other things that you need to do. So now you have more ideas.
I keep getting more ideas as I keep going through each character. See? And then I'm thinking oh crap, I could have done something else. So now, by December, I should have the whole movie in hand.
The whole thing. What are you going to do about the Munchkins?
I don't know yet. I haven't thought about that.
No.
I do have...
Could you dress up the baby and then do like the thing where you like superimpose your mouth over her mouth?
Oh my God, that would be so cute. I know Shelby's watching. Get ready.
Oh boy.
Oh, and I need to do the little curly hair. She has enough hair for that.
Oh Lord, here we go.
Yes. It's about to pandemic. I get too creative and then, things happen. You love both of our faces? I did nothing. This is my regular highlight and contour.
I woke up like this. I'm a natural ginger, so you can just fuck right off.
That red though? It's fire.
Yes. So fire. I don't know.
That's rude.
I don't know.
Yes.
So that's all you did was paint yourself silver?
And then, so yesterday I shared that The Meaning of Mariah Carey, the book, came out. And I already told everybody that you would just laugh at me and all of the things.
Nothing. I didn't say anything.
I have been a fan of Mariah Carey since 1990, but I was born in 1995.
1995. You're so full of shit.
But I'm enjoying it so far. There are some things, and people keep asking me things about the book, but I think that it has been like, it's meant that you don't go and like blab the whole book, though there are some people that are online doing.
So then what's the point of reading it then if you're not going to talk about it?
See, that's my point. I don't want you all up in, I don't want to be the book reporter. I mean, buy the book. Jose, welcome to Let's Have a Fefe. Obviously, this is your first time, and thank you for watching. Thanks for watching us on Twitch. I'm Felicia Fefe Minor, and this is your Wednesday night conversation. That's all. That's all.
So you've been reading.
Oh, and yes. Well, and somebody asked me before what was I reading before, and I was reading Jay Shetty's book. Have you heard of Jay Shetty?
No.
He's like a.
Does he do like the sweaty balls?
No, not sweaty. Shetty. Shetty.
Sorry.
And his book is called Think Like a Monk, and it's like to change your mindset and the whole like mental health thing that I've been vibing on for a while. Thank you, Jose, for coming. You have just thoroughly made my day. Thank you.
People randomly stumble on. They're like, "What the fuck is this?" We're like, "Hey, let's stick around and learn something."
What'd you do this weekend?
Nothing super productive. I actually went to Goodwill and a couple times and found this rad jacket.
I'm gonna need that.
Yeah, stop trying to steal my shit.
Just go ahead and leave it on the doorstep. You don't have to come inside if you don't want to. Just leave it at the doorstep.
Cool little things. I did some laundry, which that's always exciting. And like just kind of hung out and like really wasn't super productive. I'm probably missing something. I feel like I'm probably missing something.
Hi, Sassy.
But I'll get corrected. Something. And then I actually took today off because work has been shitty, like really shitty.
Mm-hmm.
I worked crazy hours all last month.
Didn't you work on Saturday?
That's right. I did work on Saturday.
You getting a mental block. You're like, fuck that shit.
Like So I sort of worked on it's been crazy. It has been fucking crazy. For the last 2 months, my work has been a complete shit show. So I actually took today off because I needed a mental break. And I went and volunteered at Joshua Tree. And yeah, that was actually much needed for my mental health. Yeah. Like it's hard to, it's like, it's still kind of work, but it's fun and it's cool. And I get to see people and, do some good. And, so that was nice. I needed that for sure. Definitely needed that.
I love how I changed the title on all of this and it still says test. Nonetheless, you're loving the microphones, Felicia Minor.
We actually finally sound good. Praise little baby Brutus. It only took us 9 seasons.
I mean, it only took us, 9 years for us to sound a little bit better. Freddy, let's say, Freddy has been ahead of the game. He's been waiting on me to get my shit together. So when all of that came together, then this is what you get. I still fuck it up, but it's better sounding.
Fine, right? Hey, look, we're actually on like Facebook tonight, so that's a plus.
Yeah. And thanks to all of you, 276 of you who watched us for 15 minutes.
What the fuck? How does that even happen? We jump on. Apparently, we need to change it to like 4:00 on a Monday because that is apparently
just randomly show up.
That's the golden hour. Apparently, who knows?
We'll just show up
so
and be like,
weird.
"Hey, we have nothing to talk about, but hey,
but we're here. How you doing?"
But yeah, I guess we did that on Monday too. Forgot about that.
So, who watched the "quote unquote" debate last night?
I'm sorry.
I used that term really loosely.
I can't hear you. What?
What?
Sorry.
I'm sorry. If you're talking,
no,
you need to stop talking
over me.
No, if you're talking, because no.
I'm just really trying to get my point across.
And that was pretty much a sum up of what happened last night during the "quote unquote" debate.
Have you ever seen toddlers fight?
That's pretty much what was going on. Like, that's literally what was happening. So we're going to get a little bit political tonight because we can. And
that's what we do.
That's what we do. We talk about actual things, you know. And I'm going to admit I made it through about 15-ish minutes. I think, and then I had to stop because I was literally like, I was getting heart palpitations. Like, my heart started racing and I started feeling queasy, and I'm like, I can't do it. I can't do it anymore. So I had to turn it off. I was lucky enough to see Joe Biden tell Trump to shut up. That was brilliant. But
man, shut up.
It was a shit show.
That was the quote of the night, just so everybody was aware.
That was like, man, will you just shut up? Like, it was amazing. But I did want to touch on something that was brought up and something that was talked about during. Well, I talked about again.
Yeah.
So,
I watched the whole SmackDown. I need self-care for sure. Yes.
So during the debate, Chris Wallace, who is the moderator, asked Trump to condemn white supremacists. Flat out asked him, "Will you condemn white supremacists now?" And militia groups, and tell them they need to stand down and not add to the violence. Now, instead of immediately saying, "Well, white supremacists are terrible,"
what did you say? What did you say? I didn't hear you. What are you asking?
Around and goes in circles and says that everything he sees comes from the left, not the right, blah blah blah. And finally everybody's like, "Well, you just say it, just do it right now, say it right now."
And it got silent.
And this is his direct quote: "Proud Boys, stand back and stand by, but I'll tell you what, somebody's got to do something about Antifa and the left, because this is not a right-wing problem."
Let's dissect this
now,
because I'm scared.
Okay, so what I wanted to talk about tonight, instead of my usual tip and things like that, is I want to talk about who the Proud Boys actually are and why, because of who the Proud Boys actually are and what they say they actually stand for, Trump didn't actually say anything about white supremacists, and here's why. Okay. So I'm going to give you a little bit about the background of the Proud Boys, and who they are, where they came from, and a little bit about the organization.
Ooh, I don't know if I'm ready.
So the Proud Boys are a far-right, neo-fascist, male-only group that promotes and engages in political violence, though they deny being alt-right.
Say it again.
They deny being alt-right.
Say it again.
They deny being alt-right, but they also push an anti-white guilt agenda. They were created in 2016 as part of a joke, quote unquote, by Vice Media co-founder Gavin McInnes. They believe that white men and Western culture are under attack.
By who?
Everybody. Now, ironically, get this. Ironically, the current Proud Boys leader is Afro-Cuban.
What?
Yep. Wait.
We have a question. What is that?
They have been involved in a lot of the riots and a lot of the violence during the protests. They have. Yeah. They're known for their anti-Muslim and misogynistic rhetoric, and they maintain, however, that they are not racist.
What? Oh
yeah,
no!
They flat out maintain they are not racist. Although, being anti-Muslim, it's whatever.
Yeah, I mean,
they were a part of the Unite the Right rally. So they were there alongside the KKK, anti-Semites, Southern racists, and militias. They're also described as a right-wing fight club. So get this. There are 3 steps that you have to go through in order to join the Proud Boys.
Rule of Fight Club.
So fucking stupid. So the first thing you have to do if you want to become a member of the Proud Boys is you have to declare, I am a Western chauvinist and I refuse to apologize for creating the modern world.
What?
That's the first step.
Water that down. What's that mean?
So basically, you're a white asshole and it's not your fault that there's racism.
Oh.
The second part, after you've done that, is you have to endure a beating until you can yell out the names of 5 breakfast cereals in order to demonstrate adrenaline control and give up masturbation because, in theory, it will leave them...
Oh, that's why they're so angry.
Right. Well, see, in theory, if they give up masturbation, it'll leave them more inclined to go out and meet women. Because every woman wants a male chauvinist asshole as a part. It's fine.
This is some fucked up shit.
The third part is... in order to demonstrate your commitment to the Proud Boys, you have to get a Proud Boys tattoo. Once you have completed all 3 steps, congratulations, you are now a confirmed member of the Proud Boys. Go you! You must be so...
It's easier to get into a gang.
Now, what's interesting is that any man, no matter what your race or sexual orientation, can join the fraternal organization as long as they, quote-unquote, recognize that white men are not the problem.
I'm sorry?
Yeah. So you can join, Felicia. You just have to acknowledge that white men are not the problem.
The fuck? Oh, God.
Mm-hmm. Now, also, women also have their own contingent called the Proud Boys Girls.
Oh, so the men ruled.
Yeah, because they're all about like, you know, the whole housewife thing. Like, women need.
Oh, sounds a little cultish to me.
Oh, yeah, but so here's the caveat. Trump was specifically asked to condemn white supremacists.
Why didn't he just say?
That would be the KKK, that would be the militia, that would be, you know, groups like that are very much white supremacists. Like, he could have said white supremacists. Instead, he said Proud Boys. Now, because they don't technically identify as a white supremacist group, Trump didn't actually condemn white supremacists.
I'm just a little confused and a little bit bothered. No, a lot bothered. So when he said it, like, first thing out of his mouth, he just said Proud Boys, you know, stand back or stand up.
He said Proud Boys, stand down and stand by.
Yeah. And then somebody said that this is not the first time that he's said something like this.
It's not. Oh, no, it's not.
And this isn't the first time that he hasn't shot it down. In fact, I think the first time he kind of made it like he did last night, he kind of like sent, like, you know, well, if you're white trash, go ahead and pick up your things and let's get there.
If you remember, if you remember, he was literally talking about the white supremacists and the KKK and called them, very fine people.
That's right. Mm-hmm. And he was asked about that last night, wasn't he? That was the beginning of that question.
I believe so, yes. And so to follow up on that, this is actually part of current events, but I'm going to go ahead and jump to it.
Get it.
Trump actually told reporters at the White House today that he doesn't know who the Proud Boys are.
Yeah, then why did he say their name?
I don't know who the Proud Boys are. You'll have to give me a definition.
Then why did he say their name?
Shit, motherfucker, you know exactly who they are. Oh, especially since that was the first thing that popped into your head when they said condemn white supremacists. But again, if you want to nitpick, he didn't technically condemn white supremacists because they don't identify as a white supremacist.
But he didn't. Group. He didn't. Oh. I heard,
and he absolutely did give them a marching order. He said "stand by," which is essentially, and within hours of the debate, the Proud Boys already had merchandise up
and sold out.
Yep.
Sold out today.
Yep,
they were proud of that.
And Mitch McConnell, of course, he's not going to actually criticize Trump on any of this, but he tried to make it very clear because he was asked as well. I think today about the whole, condemning white supremacy thing. And he tried to make it very clear that he condemned white supremacy. He's like, well, yeah, of course I do. Like, there was no hesitation. He was like, nope, bad. White supremacy, bad.
Well, because he had to think about it. He was like, oh shit, Trump fucked this shit up. Let me go ahead and get my answer ready.
Right. Now, Tim Scott, who happens to be the only black Republican in the Senate, I believe he represents North Carolina.
Here we go.
He said today, I think he misspoke in response to the moderator's question. And I think he should correct it. If he doesn't correct it, then I guess he didn't misspeak. So that sounds like a bunch of bullshit, honestly, and lots of backpedaling, lots of trying to, oh no, I don't know what you're talking. Who are the Proud Boys? I don't know who the Proud
on Twitter.
Boys are. I don't know who
on Twitter. The Trump supporters are awful. If y'all want to see some whacked out bullshit, I know you guys don't understand Twitter, but you put #Trump.
Oh, I can't do it.
You can read some shit that you think this can't be real. These are the people that aren't on Facebook anymore, or they're on Facebook, but they're the quiet ones, and they're sending out their own marching orders. They are telling people this is why you should vote for him. And I mean, and there was today the one hashtag that I know that people are disappointed, but it kind of is a double-edged sword at this point. It's a better of the two evils. Is that #settle for Biden was trending this morning. And
here's the thing is with the whole debacle last night, it was a farce. It was complete bullshit. It served zero educational or informational value. It was a farce. But
I mean, he tried. Biden tried.
He did. And it's really hard when you're trying to just get a fucking point across, and literally Trump would not shut up. Literally would not shut up. Not once did he ever allow Biden to get a sentence out without talking over him, interrupting, or just being an ass. And you could see Biden's frustration because I think, I'm pretty sure Biden knew what he was getting into with this. You know what I mean? Like, he knew this was going to be a shit show, but I think he was hoping that, number one, the moderator would actually do his fucking job, and number two, that maybe he would actually be able to say something, but it didn't happen. And I feel bad for the guy because he does have a stutter. And when you get rattled, that's when it gets harder to control that stutter. So it sounds like he's floundering, and he's not floundering. He's trying to control his fucking stutter.
And he was doing so well. I wouldn't say that he was doing well, and he was pretty being the bigger person until Trump decided to go after his son. Not the one that passed, but the one that's the business person, and he said that's not true, and he said this is not the time to go after my family.
Right.
And he made it perfectly clear that he was not going to go after Trump's family, or at least he tried not to.
Right.
Because for me, I wanted to hear all the answers to the questions that Chris Wallace was asking. Trump did what he always does. He screams and hollers and answers the question. And then, I mean, Joe did okay when he wasn't interrupted. I tried to hear what he was saying.
But he was never not interrupted. That was the thing. Even when Wallace was like, dude, shut the fuck up and let him finish, he never did. Not once did he ever let him get in an actual sentence.
And I knew that it was going out of control when Chris Wallace lost it. I was like, shit.
Yeah.
What I want to ask is it the job of the moderator to mute mics?
I don't
because
know. It should be. I think there were some things. I read some stuff that said that there were agreements that were made ahead of time. So
I mean, both parties agreed that if they were interrupted, that the mic should be muted on that party. And I wonder why the mic wasn't muted. Is it because he's the president? If that's the reason,
it wouldn't surprise. Honestly, if can you imagine what would happen if someone muted Trump's mic? Can you imagine? Oh my God. I said today, it wouldn't surprise me that he would have just yelled over. Or it also wouldn't have surprised me if he had walked over and like pushed Biden out of the way to use his microphone. Like, I could totally see that happening because Trump has no concept of being an actual, adult human. Like, it's.
But I could picture it also being really weird if we had muted Trump's mic and then all of a sudden, I haven't read that. So Shannon says that it's my understanding that the moderator will have the ability to mute for the next two debates. That will change the game because if we can't hear him.
The next debate is Harris and Pence. So it's going to be Harris versus a shoe.
But they're both very mild compared to Trump.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think that's not going to really be an issue. Isn't
there one on October?
Relatively intelligent against Pence, who basically is
and shakes rocks between his ears.
He's a sock. So,
what's the one on October 15th? Is that a vice president debate?
I think that's the VP.
Let me look.
Pretty sure. So while you're looking at that, we can go ahead and move on to some of the other current events that we have happening. I do have COVID numbers for everybody today. Yay.
It's a presidential debate, it says.
So today in Arizona, we are up to 218,507 cases.
Oh, I thought you were talking about money.
Yeah, I wish. 5,650 deaths. That's a lot.
Yikes.
That's a lot of people dead in just Arizona. That's almost 6,000 people dead just in Arizona.
Are numbers climbing for us?
We are still seeing it.
Are we?
I'm not entirely. See, here's the thing: is that I don't entirely trust the numbers right now because of the way that schools aren't required to report certain things.
They are required.
They're only required to report it if it's an outbreak.
No.
Which means if there's 2 or more cases within 2 weeks.
Oh. Maybe it's my administration that wants to be more transparent than everybody else, but we have been keeping a tally and being very transparent about it. If other schools want to,
if you can, if you want to, but you're not required to.
Oh, okay.
Well,
we out there.
And I with all of a sudden, like, I don't know. I don't necessarily trust the numbers because ever since numbers didn't have to get reported to the CDC. They went straight to the White House. Like, I'm like, I don't trust it. But basically the thing to remember is this is not going away. We are nationally, we're at 7.25 million cases.
That was another thing last night. The COVID thing was never answered by Trump. I don't think it was answered by Biden either, but it had a little more substance than
Trump deflected. Trump just didn't. And Trump blamed everything. Trump literally said that everything was China's fault.
I was like, wait a minute. The Washington Post has like Xerox copies of the letter that was sent to you.
Yeah. No, he said that it was all China's fault. That's literally what he said. He said it was all China's fault.
Even though it's stamped federal approval? That's weird. Huh.
Yeah. So today we were up 43,000 cases. That's nationally.
Oh, wow.
We are up to 207,000 deaths. We're averaging about 1,000 people dead per day.
Have we sent a note to Florida? Because when they lifted all restrictions, I saw the other day that they lifted all restrictions and people walking around from what the footage showed.
You're stuttering, Felicia.
I'm stuttering?
Yep, your connection is not awesome right now.
Oh, it went to red.
Well. What
happens if I disappear?
We'll find out. Who knows? Yeah.
I don't know what to do, but I guess I'll have to buy a 60-foot cable because
I told you to hardwire. Nobody ever listens to me. Scottsdale now has said that it doesn't matter. You don't have to wear a mask, which is interesting because there's still a mask mandate in the for the county. So I don't know how that's working, but Scottsdale apparently feels they can do whatever the fuck they want. I did learn, however, that I learned this on the People's Court yesterday when I was watching it.
Oh, not the People's Court, honey.
Oh my God, that was hysterical, let me tell you. But I did learn that no matter where you are, if a business says that that they require you to wear a mask, they can ask you to leave if you don't wear one. Just like a no shoes, no shirt, no pets, like whatever, any of that. If a store says that you have to wear a mask, if you don't wear a mask, they can legally ask you to leave.
Is that written into law? Is that what you said?
It's store policy. So
Gretchen says county overrides Scottsdale.
Right. Technically, we'll see what that. Well, I'm waiting for like the lawsuits to happen because Scottsdale.
I mean, they're the reason why we had a huge outbreak in the first place. Because all the influencers were crowded into bars and drinking all the beers and wearing no mask.
Oh my God, I don't know. I'm still playing it safe for the most part. I'm still wearing masks. I haven't been in a restaurant because they keep saying that that's one of the highest risk things you can do is eat in a restaurant. So I'm like, nope, not going to do it. I'm actually going to go get my flu shot for the first time in years.
Oh, you are?
I am because I figure.
I mean, after the last couple of years, you probably should try it out.
I know. I mean, last year was not fun getting flu A and B last year. That was shitty.
What is vaccine? Is the vaccine one or the other? Do you know?
No. So there's the regular flu shot. Which CDC and everybody is recommending that you get it just to try and give you an extra boost because with flu season being, coming into full swing here, immune systems are going to be all over the place, and it's just going to help add just an extra layer of immunity.
I think one of the reports that I read, mental health is playing a role in this, and they said that give people just and it's not the solution. Please do not quote me as saying it's the solution. But to give people just a little security, a peace of mind, even if it's just to know that they're not going to get to know that it's not the flu, and then you can I mean, you can still catch the flu.
Right.
Let's say that. But to say like, oh, I had the flu shot, then they'll automatically just go ahead and test you for COVID instead of worrying about the flu first.
Right. I mean, it's just a good idea. It's, you know, and the flu shot's going to make me sick, so I'm trying to be strategic about when I get it. So yeah.
Is it? Are you gonna? If they come out with the COVID vaccine, I've been playing this in my mind. If it comes out before November, I know for sure I'm not doing that because I've read reports of the flu shot that people went blind and all this other happiness. But when it comes out and it's like approved, would you take the flu shot?
You mean the COVID vaccine?
I mean, the COVID.
I probably would, not anytime soon, because I'm relatively low risk. You know, I work from home. I'm rarely out in, you know, in public. I'm, you know, so I'm because I'm fairly low risk. I'm not too concerned about it right this second.
He has
in my nose.
Yes, you have.
No, that was the flu test, not a live culture.
Oh, what's a live culture?
I don't know how I feel about that.
Tell us.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't want things in my nose. But like down the road, probably after some more tests and things, because it's one of these things. It's not gonna just go away. So we have to adjust. We have to figure out a new normal, and you know, at some point.
Ew.
We have to learn. We
It's
have to
a nail
learn.
spray.
I don't know, maybe. We have to learn how to deal with this, because it's not just going to go away, and because it's not like, you know, we have a fairly definitive flu season. You know when flu season is there, but when it comes to COVID, it doesn't seem to have a season. And, you know, saying, oh, the heat will kill it was a bunch of horse shit. We found that out real quick.
That happened last night, too. Joe said, what happened to when you said the heat was going to kill it?
Right.
No answer.
Right. I'm like, well, we've been hot forever, and then we had a massive spike during the summer. So, but, you know, I think that as part of figuring out the new normal and as part of, you know, taking precautions, I think that once it's been around a little bit, once it has gone through testing, once it's been out there for a little bit, I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to taking it, especially since, unlike the flu, COVID leaves you with the risk of permanent damage, whether it's nerve damage, lung damage, different organ damage. Like it's far riskier.
I was thinking that there's gonna be some people with cancer that is gonna form. Not to be morbid, but I believe that's gonna happen.
We don't know enough about it right now. You know, we're trying and we're doing things that we can, you know, what we can, but it's, you know.
What else we got on this?
Speaking of COVID, Time Magazine released its 100 most influential people.
You're dumb.
No, it actually. Well, Dr. Fauci is on the cover.
One of the covers.
On one of the covers. But he is obviously he makes sense. So out of these 100 most influential people, most of them make sense. There are some great folks on there.
I love that. Not Meg. That the founders of the Black Lives Matter.
So some of them I've never heard of, but reading their thing, I'm like, okay, well, this makes sense. But I don't know if I would call them influential, but okay. But some, I have some questions. Like,
tell me.
What are the qualifications to become one of the most influential people? Because
I'm an influencer, so I know what it takes to be the most influential persons on the Time magazine.
Christ. So Alicia Garza, Patrice Cullors, and Opal Tometi.
Yes.
I think those are the women who founded Black Lives Matter. They are on that list, and I think that's amazing.
Their cover is gorgeous.
Angela Davis is also on that list, and I think that's amazing.
Who else?
The people that okay,
you have questions?
There's this woman named Sister Norma Pimental. She's a nun, and she's on the list because she provides shelter, food, and sanctuary to migrants along the Mexico-Texas border, which, I mean, that's great and all, but I don't know that I would necessarily call
she
that
like that.
And also, she's a fucking nun. She's supposed to do shit like that. Why does that make her special?
Because she's doing it. Does she have an Instagram? Does she have an Instagram? Because I need to follow her.
Like I don't. I mean, it's great. I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
That she's going above and beyond that.
She's a nun. She's supposed
above and beyond. She's not just putting on the habit and saying, "Okay, call it God."
I don't think they really wear habits.
Not anymore.
So, and then there's also Naomi Osaka, who is a tennis player.
You're kidding?
I don't know.
U.S. Open?
Like the blurb said something about 7 matches or something. I don't know. I was like, this makes her influential?
Because during her matches, she wore the names of all the, like she wrote, I need to find the list. I don't want to.
I don't, okay, but I still don't know that makes her influential.
But I almost want to say she's like walking in Serena Williams' footsteps, but while she was playing the match, she had the names Sandra Bland on her mask, and then she was bringing awareness to that, and then she asked a very big question because they said, "Why would you wear that?" And she said, "If it made you ask the question, that's why I wore it." So
okay, but
maybe I'm seeing it differently than you are, but I thought it was influential because there's young people that are around her age that see that she's not just using her platform just to play sports. She's being she's speaking.
I might
for those that can't be.
Also on the list, The Weeknd.
I don't know what I didn't read his. What did his say?
That
memorable.
Like I'm like,
I don't know.
I don't know that I would call it. Why is he? Gretchen RBG was on one of the covers and was on the list in 2015.
You can't be on the list more than what?
Apparently not. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know why The Weeknd. I don't know that I would call whatever. Selena Gomez. Really?
I know she's a huge community, but I don't know. I don't know her story, so I don't know.
I know. And then the big one, I was like, really? Okay, so JoJo Siwa, is that how you say her last name? Like the fuck, really? Why?
I think that's
her blurb was actually written by Kim Kardashian, and literally all the blurb was like, because every person on that list has like a short bio or whatever written by some other famous person, and Kim Kardashian wrote this one, and it was literally like, oh my god, North was on her YouTube show and they were like really cool, they made slime.
Wow. The Time 100 list has changed for me then.
Like I said, there were some really good names on there. There were some people that I was like, oh, absolutely. Like, you know, but, and so it's, interestingly enough, most of the ones that I had question marks about were Americans, because
we just do stuff. We get on Instagram and we tell our lives, and we're so influential that we become influencers for a living.
Giant fucking bows on your head and dress like you're 4 and you're practically an adult. So I don't know.
She is an adult.
She's like 17, I think. I'm like, and you're okay with this?
Oh, it doesn't show characters.
Okay. Yes, it does.
Oh, I can't see the characters.
Yeah.
On the screen.
Yeah, no, it's there. So yeah, I had some questions about some things.
How come we didn't make the list? What the fuck?
Right? We're influential, damn it. You want to talk influencers?
Okay. God, I'm an influencer. Is
there like a nomination or something? Can y'all nominate us for next year? Because look, we talk about things. We bring awareness. God damn it.
Can we? God, we get a makeup every week.
Right? That's influential. Hello.
I mean, not that nobody else is, but
whatever. Yeah. So I have questions, but there's some other really, really great people on there. If you happen to pick up a Time magazine, you know, people still read shit. You know, there's some cool people to kind of learn about from around the world. Most of the Americans are.
Oh, there's a movie.
For what? What movie? For what?
Oh, it's a commercial. My bad.
What are you doing?
I'm looking at the Time 100. Please hold.
Oh. There are 5 weeks until the election, y'all. 5 weeks.
Hey, motherfuckers! Make sure you're registered to vote. Thanks.
Check the deadlines for when you have to be registered.
October 5th in Arizona.
Registered. October the 5th, you have like 5 days in Arizona. Get that shit registered. Do it online if you have to. Do whatever you need to do. Get registered if you are not already.
And I don't want to hear this. I'm not going to vote this year.
I don't want to fucking hear it. If you say I don't really care about politics, I won't. I don't do that either. This is not a good time to not give a shit about politics, and I will just delete you because no. Being apathetic is just as bad as being a right-wing nut job because you're willing to just let things be like, okay, whatever. You're willing to just let things continue as they are because you don't give a shit. So for me, no, sorry, that's not going to work for me. Make sure that you are reading up on everything that is on your ballot, both locally, statewide, whatever is up for things. Representatives, whether, you know, see who is up for re-election. If you have a senator, if you have a governor, if you have whoever is up for re-election.
Not just whoever's on TV, please. Thanks so much.
You know, right. Jesus Christ. I wish I could just turn off the ads because I'm so fucking sick of shit.
When you watch Hulu.
Oh my God. And here in Arizona, I want to punch Martha McSally because she does this whole rah, woman power, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you've literally voted against women having like autonomy over their fucking bodies. Don't give me this. I'm a female fighter pilot. I'm a woman for the job. I'm like, you are a fucking hypocrite and you need to sit your ass down is what you need to do.
If you want a show, vote for a man. If you want a fighter, vote for a woman.
Yeah, who's gonna fight for everything that against it, everything that you need. Like, let's be real here. Fuck McSally, okay? She's trying to play the woman card, but she doesn't do it right. Literally, she has voted against everything that was going to
commercials
provide
are horrible.
Women health care and whatever. I'm like, I really don't give a fuck what your background is. You're a twat.
And maybe I'm too sensitive to this, but I don't like negative political ads. I'm more of like, tell me what you're going to do for me.
I don't give a fuck what you're going to say about the other guy because you're never going to say anything good. We all know that you're going to do.
I mean, I'm not down for the dragged out kind of thing. I'm here for the like, I'm going to do this for you. I'm going to do that for you. I'm going to support, LGBTQ plus.
I wish that. You know, what I would love to see is I would love to see candidates address things like I would love to see McSally actually address her voting history. I would love to see her unpack all of that, why she has, voted against coverage for pre-existing conditions. I would love to see, which, by the way, pregnancy counts as a pre-existing condition.
I know. I heard that last night. I was like, what?
Literally, pregnancy is a pre-existing condition. Hello? That's not how that works. You didn't just be pregnant but
I'm not sure how that works down there.
Healthcare, and McSally literally voted against that. So, like,
she's for the overturn of is it Roe versus Wade or
yes?
She's definitely in that same boat that
she is anti-Roe versus Wade. Like she's literally like, so don't give me the fucking woman bullshit. Like, no. So please, Arizona, don't just vote for her because she's a woman, because she does not have your best interest at heart.
Hashtag not all girl power is the same.
Right. Like, so yeah, like read up on everything, guys. Please make sure that you vote. If you can, please vote blue. I can't do another 4 years of this. I can't do another 4 years of this.
I need to get my passport.
Right? Like I can't. Something has got to change, and
we'll be internationally known if that's the case.
Oh, we already are. And remember that when you vote for a president or whatever, you're not just voting for the president, you're also voting for his cabinet, you're also voting for the people that are going to be in charge of all the other different bits and pieces of government. So please keep that in mind.
Ooh.
Well, yeah, I mean, because Bernie...
Oh, it doesn't show the whole thing. It's too long. But
he was on Colbert, and he actually answered shit.
You mean he answered the questions?
But let's be real. Had he been in the debate last night,
he would not have done
it would have been the same. It would have been the same mess. It wouldn't have been any different because of Trump, because Trump still wouldn't have shut up. So it literally would not have been any different.
Though I watched most of it, I was triggered by some things that Donald Trump was doing. And they reminded me of bullies in middle school. And it was just very intimidating. And it gave me like hard trigger motion. Like I just wanted to be like I wanted to go up to him and punch him in the face. Though his bronzer was even last night. Good for him.
Like he literally, all of his actions, everything that he says, everything that he does, for anybody that's ever been in an abusive relationship, I think that's one of the reasons why I struggle watching or listening to his speeches, the debates, anything like that, because like I said, I was getting a physical reaction last night, and I honestly think it's because he reminds me of some of the abusive partners that I've had. It's the gaslighting, it's the bullying, it's the I'm just going to make you, keep.
I'm going to make you feel this small, right, while I walk all over you.
Right, and that's exactly it. And everybody knows I'm a person, I like to stay informed, especially when it comes to this stuff. I try to, keep up with as much of the politics as I can, but this last night was not anything that was even remotely beneficial in any way, shape, or form. It was not at all.
If they mute it, which will be very, very helpful.
He's still going to be talking over. He will yell over his muted mic. So I don't know.
When is October
15th? It'll be interesting.
Is that a Saturday?
I have no idea. Anyway, what do we have? Upcoming gigs. We got anything? I have a couple things. So on Friday, 8:00 Arizona time, I've got a video happening in the Vicky and Felix show. It's a benefit for Aunt Rita's foundation.
Is that our video?
No.
Oh, you fucking
I
bastard.
told you I'm not doing that yet. This is the I Love 2000, the I Heart 2000 one.
Oh.
Which you loved that video. It's twitch.tv/burntfelix. So check that out. I did post the flyer on my page. And then on 10/3, this was actually thrown together very last minute. A local entertainer, she's a hyper queen. She's a diva. Those of you probably seen her around performing. Phoenix. Her mom lost her life in a drive-by shooting this week. So we are throwing together a quick virtual fundraiser for Saturday to help her with some of the expenses. That'll happen on Eddie Broadway's Twitch. That's twitch.tv Eddie_Broadway. That is also happening at 8 p.m. on Saturday. So 2 fundraisers. Friday is for Aunt Rita's. Saturday is to help out a local entertainer who just lost her mom. November 14th, Felicia and I will be in Tucson doing the Drags for Paws, benefiting, I still don't understand that, benefiting the Humane Society of Southern Arizona, which is happening at 7 p.m. at the Screening Room. I believe tickets will go on sale October 13th. That's when the Humane Society is going to get all of that stuff out there.
Yes. Wasn't there something else that we were doing? I don't remember at this point.
I think there's a couple things, but they haven't been like
finalized.
Right.
There's one group chat that I'm just waiting till the answer is like yes. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know where we are. Anyway, you can book us. Let's just put that there. For virtual events.
And if things are, responsibly socially distanced, we may consider in-person events as well, but that's
just don't touch me. I am having the hardest time because there are those people that like to like when they see you they go like
right.
I'm having the hardest time with people. I mean, I didn't really have a problem with it before, but now I don't know what it is. I mean, yes, I do. It's called COVID. But now I'm like, okay, don't touch me. And it looks so rude. I'm like,
I would say best practices, don't go touching people, y'all. Just don't touch people. Don't.
So if I do see you and we do take a picture together, if I'm standing close to you, that's as close as I'm getting. Don't touch me though.
And if you're gonna take a picture, wear a damn mask. I don't care. Don't take the mask off for the picture. Don't do it.
I mean,
I will not take a picture with you if you take your mask off to take a picture with me. Sorry.
But
not gonna happen.
I'm just letting y'all know that I'm been a little fidgety because I don't like people touching me I didn't like the unannounced touching at all, but when I know the people and they just
right
and you're like, hey, I know that we're like friends and things, but there's a pandemic going on.
Yeah, no, don't. I went like 6 months without anybody touching me. I'm good. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. We are working on getting some guests rounded up for this season. I've got a few folks in mind that I'm
you need to send me one.
Yes. Working with Felicia to get that situated. But we're working on some guests, so we've got stuff.
Don't just be a guest to be a guest. We've had this discussion before on here. Don't send me. I've already, as soon as I said we were premiering season 9, I got these messages that was like, hey, I should be on your show. And I'm like, what are you doing?
Oh, for what?
Okay.
There's literally like only one person that's like allowed to be on the show when they're not doing anything, and that's Patricia Mason.
Mm-hmm. Gotta get her on here. Like
that's pretty much it. Like Patricia's the only one that doesn't need an actual like reason to be on the show.
I mean, everybody else randomly.
You need to have something. There needs to be a reason
or something.
Something that something.
I mean, we gotta have something to talk about. I don't want to just sit here and be like, oh,
right,
cool,
right. There's got to be a reason. So
anyway. Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you to all of you who support us on Patreon. And I believe that is our show for tonight. All the things we talked about, Freddie wrote up because I was lame today.
I even took a nap. Like I did shit today, took a nap.
You actually had the day off, so
I still took a nap. In fact, I spent so long working on this, the show sheet because
that exhausted you that you had to take a nap?
No, I did it after my nap. I didn't start my face until after 6.
Oh, that's dangerous.
I know. I was starting to panic just a little bit. I was really starting to panic just a little bit because I kept checking the time and I'm like, oh fuck, because I have to get my face on and then I have to like situate because I put my face on the same place where this all happens. So then I have to take all of that off and then put all of this together and get all of this set up. So yeah.
So fundraiser for a vanity?
No, because I have nowhere to put it. Fundraising. If anybody wants to or does anybody know a sugar daddy that would like to pay my rent or something on a bigger place? Because that would be really helpful. Because then I could have like a second bedroom and an office.
Be careful what you ask for.
Oh no, it's fine. I will. You know what? Somebody wants to pay my rent, we can make this happen. Most things can be negotiated.
And we're sponsored by Backpage and OnlyFans. Thank you.
You know what? If I thought that I could make enough to pay my rent on OnlyFans, I would totally do that shit.
I've been hearing some stories, so.
But I think that my whole shtick though on OnlyFans, and I've actually said this to people, is that I would just have an OnlyFans where I would just do dad things and like disapprove of you.
There's people that are into that.
I know that. I know that. And that's
I feel like your OnlyFans would like fill up really quick.
Because all I'm doing is sitting there.
You bought a new car on bad credit.
Was that really the best idea? Should you have done that? Was that the best decision that you could have made? I mean, I understand.
I know plenty of
needed
examples.
a new car, but your old car really was working just fine.
And that was a preview of the OnlyFans. You're welcome.
I don't want to hear it when you come back and you can't make your car payments. I mean, there's somebody for everybody. So all I just need is people willing to pay me to, give them dad lectures and to disapprove of them.
If you start it, I just want to I will pay just to watch the people comment. And we have friends that are on OnlyFans, and I don't support them. Love you, but I don't support them. Yeah, I don't want. It's kind of weird when you see your friends naked. I don't know.
Things I don't need to see. And if you want to pay me for extra things, like I will disapprove of you naked, but that's going to be a private thing, and that's going to cost you more. But I would, if
you heard it here first,
and there's, like I said, anything's negotiable. We can work this out. Just yeah.
Scared. Watch me. If you start making bank, I'm gonna be like, I'm starting my.
Like I'm retiring.
You'll be like, well, how did you guys get all this new equipment, bitch?
Be like, I needed better lighting for
I did a session, got better lighting.
Right.
Anyhow,
Lord.
Let's get out of here. We'll see you guys next week for your Wednesday night conversation.
Next week.
Make sure I click the right one this time.
Oh, God.
Promotional consideration for Let's Have a Fefe provided by of a Kind, The Burly Barber, Bone and Basil, as well as our patrons at Patreon. Go to patreon.com/Let's Have a Fefe to become a Fefe patron. Virtual tips accepted at paypal.me/Let's Have a Fefe. Subscribe to the Let's Have a Fefe podcast. You can on your favorite catcher. See you next week for your Wednesday night conversation. This has been Let's Have a Fefe. Good night.